Okay, today I'm going to show you the RPG database. So you see there's a new tab menu up here. When you import the project, GWPXL, go to our ARPG. You get a little window. So you think of it as a quick launch window here. It has the name of the existing game databases. You'll probably just have the demo game database. So we'll just use that one to open it up. And then another window will pop open with all these sub databases inside. So you have the large game database itself, and then all the small ones that you're already familiar with, easily accessible here. And to each one of these small ones, I go to abilities, open another editor window, and now I see all of my abilities in a editor window that I can use to customize. So go back to the game database because I also want to show you a few other things. One is these actors submenu here. We have one, our type viewer. So this just shows you all the types that you currently have in the project. Remember, to create a new type, we actually have to go to the script and create one. So here, like if I click on it, it's going to remind us that, hey, you can't modify it here. You have to go to the script. So you hit find there. Then it takes you to your type folder, which has all of your scripts. Then we got player. Player, this is if you want to create a player. You can see that we could choose our own attributes. Once we do that, we also have the submenu over here, which has the attributes. So my max level is 101. Over in player scaling here, I could see what the values will be at each of the levels by just scaling it around. Same thing with inventory. I could check what's already in the inventory and then switch it. I guess I don't have too many different inventories. So we have that. Then we have class. That's with the selected class here. Abilities for the ability controlled auras. So you have all of that available to you right here in this one-stop shop. Same thing with enemies, shopkeepers, quest keepers, all these things. The unique one here I'll show is the equipment viewer. The equipment viewer here, well, you could select a piece of equipment. So here I just do this legendary shield. Yeah, that's great. You can hit generate random, and then it'll show you all these little values up here. So we have armor, we have what name it would come up, we have a power curve base stat, and then also we have the eye levels. This legendary, right now it's at level 1. This is the eye level here. So, you know, it's not that strong. We could put it 100. And now look, at eye level 100, this thing has this kind of much armor, strength, and all these other traits here. We also then see our eye levels get converted. The other thing is here on the right side, we have the traits area. And this is where you could switch, you could control the traits, and you'll see now it controls this middle strength here. So it shows you how much at eye level 100 it'll give of that strength if you set this value. So that'll be easier to design that value there. You can also then, there's the trait tiers. This particular one has 3, but you could also change this eye level multi here. You'll have to regenerate it, but then it's going to lower these numbers as well. So between changing the multi of the trait itself and also the tier level multi-traits, you'll be able then to use this window to get something that's a little bit more balanced for your game. And then lastly, what I want to show you is just how to create these actors. So we're just going to create a player. So my attributes, sure, player default is great. We'll just choose that, player 1. My inventory, I'll use the warrior's inventory. Then I'll make this thing a warrior, huh? Quest log, not too many choices there. And then I could also choose a mesh with it. So I'll just go ahead and choose this Fury one, which is kind of nice. Sometimes, yeah, you use a little buggy. So we choose that. I have everything all situated here. Like, oh, now I want to create a prefab. So I hit create. And then I'm just going to put it right here so I can delete it. So I'll put it right in the assets. And then you'll see what happens here. Let's get this window out of the way. What you have here is, whoop, we have a player prefab. It's got all of the stuff already situated for you. So the layers are selected. You have to choose some things like the inputs. You'll have to customize yourself. Maybe in the future I'll change that, depending on time and ability, right, and all that. And it's got all these things already set for you. So then what you need to do, It's not much else. Now, if you hit play, you'll see this. Well, it's because the animations aren't put in there yet, but you see it should move around as long as the thing that you're moving on it has a nav mesh. So if you see, if I go to the animator here, the animations themselves are hooked up, but our animator has this override which was created, but there's currently no animations there. So I would have to fill that up. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to create your own new game database. So we just go back up here, GWL Pixel, ARPG. We got his. If you want the layers already in there, you could click Auto Create Layers for demo. But if you already have those layers, don't worry about it. And then we'll just come down here. We'll name it. So I'm just going to call this test. And then we typically always want to create the sub databases, but in case you don't, that option's there. Click that, and then it's going to ask you what folder to put it in. So I'm just going to do a new test folder. It's important to have this kind of at the root of your project folder somewhere, or at least the root of your data, because all of these databases will use this folder and then all of its children to search for the items. So let's go ahead and make that. So I just named it test, which is a great name, right? And then we come down here and we find it. And then you'll just see here is you got all the databases. So I'll just click on the database ability. See, it's made for you here. It's going to search in the folder starting the assets test folder and all of its children for abilities there. If you want to change where it searches, you could change the folder path there for all of these. The one thing we need to do is we can go to the game database here, test RPG game database. We can load it by using the quick launch here. We can also load it on the scriptable object by hitting open editor. One thing you want to do though before you do that is set up your layers, because then you'll be able to auto assign all of the actors to the correct layers. So you go to settings. That's another scriptable object here that gets created for you. And you see it's got a few things here. So you just want to switch these three layers to the appropriate ones in your project, whatever you're using for the ground attackable and interactable there. You'll see it also has some other things like paths. So these are paths to default. Helps us do the creation. Yeah, gizmo paths. So if you want to change out one of the gizmos, you could just change out that PNG. The other thing you might want to do is this type ping object. Go ahead and put that in there, because that way you could always ping to where your type folder is. But really, once you got the layers assigned here, you're all good. All you have to do now is click that, and then the database opens. Now your database here at the beginning is not going to have anything. So then remember, go to these folders, open the editor window, and go ahead and make your world.